Yo, here we go. Dave Locken with Odd Shopper. It's time. 5 early bold predictions for Super Bowl 57. Finally here. Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs, Glendale, Arizona. And my God, what an insane week that was. Well, it's an insane day that was yesterday. I'm an Eagles fan. I'm an Eagles fan who does not let my biases interfere with anything I do on this channel. And for all of you who have watched me all season long, I think you're well aware of that. Matter of fact, I'm a consummate pessimist, right? You hope for the best, expect the worst, then you're not let down so hard. But the Philadelphia, I'm watching that game thinking, like, it felt like we were cheating. We weren't. It's just we have an insane pass rush. I should say the Eagles. I have nothing to do with this team outside of my fandom. They have an insane pass rush. Hassan Reddick's an absolute dog. And Ndamukong Suh comes off the couch and plays good football. But Brock Purdy goes down with the UCL. Josh Johnson comes in, can't hear anything. That goes to shit real quick. Then Brock Purdy comes back because Josh Johnson's down. Listen, I feel for the San Francisco fans. I still think, the Philadelphia Eagles take that one anyway, but they didn't play that well. Hurts didn't play that well. The defense was spectacular, but they were playing against a team that legitimately could not throw the football for 3/4 of the game. And on offense, Hurts missed some deep balls. He was throwing behind receivers. He was throwing low. Fortunately, football games are won in the trenches. And the Philadelphia Eagles are able to get to the quarterback. They're able to run block. They're able to open things up. And as for the Kansas City Chiefs, Mahomes with the ghost fumble. That looked real sketchy if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Cincinnati Bengals fans probably on the edge of their seats. They had every opportunity to win that game. And then the personal foul, pushing Mahomes after he was out of bounds, put them in field goal range. It's a wrap. He wasn't 100%, but he's back. He looked a whole lot better than I thought he would. They sneak out, banged up no less, but with a 23-20 victory, and now we've got the matchup set. We already have player props. Not everything. We're going to have way more player props. We're going to have way more everything as the weeks go on, but I wanted to get you guys 5 early bold predictions for Super Bowl 57, and we'll kick it off today, Monday evening, the day after the conference championships, and have some fun with this. So appreciate you guys hanging out. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit me up over on Twitter at Lafayette_D. Let's do it. Number 1. Let's go. No real order here. No 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's no specific order. I like all of them. Some of them are a little insane, but you can be the judge of that. Leave a comment down below. Number 1. Both quarterbacks throw for 2+ touchdowns in this game. And of course, some of these will be hotter takes than others, bolder than others. Some may be mild, but this one just makes a lot of sense. You got Hurts right now -120 to throw over 1.5 touchdowns. Mahomes, 1.5 touchdowns is -215. You think about this though. The Kansas City Chiefs allowed more passing touchdowns than any team in the league in the regular season. All right. They allowed 33 touchdowns through the air. Jalen Hurts threw 2 in the divisional round game against the Giants, but he didn't need to throw a lot. And he certainly didn't need to throw a lot yesterday in the conference championship game against San Francisco. They couldn't throw the ball on the other side. That's why the Eagles only had 3 sacks. They would have had 19 had they actually been dropping back Purdy or Josh Johnson before things went to hell. So I love Jalen Hurts to really open it up. And listen, that shoulder, I don't think that shoulder is 100%. He has 2 weeks to recover from whatever ailment that he's dealing with still. 2 more weeks to recover. This team can air it out, okay? And this Kansas City Chiefs team is nowhere near as competent defensively as the San Francisco 49ers were or are. So give me over 2+ touchdowns for both Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. That's an easy one for Mahomes. Yes, Philadelphia Eagles secondary is elite. James Bradbury, Slay on the outside. They got Avonte Maddox back. C.J. Gardner-Johnson's a stud at the safety position. But make no mistake about it, okay? And this is not lost on me. It shouldn't be lost on you. They haven't faced a quarterback near as competent as Patrick Mahomes all season long. Look from the schedule, from start to finish, from top to bottom. They haven't faced a quarterback as good or even close to as good as Patrick Mahomes, who's going to win the MVP this year. Give me over 1.5 touchdowns. Both of these guys to throw for 2+ touchdowns on Super Bowl 57. Next up, now you guys know this, right? Whenever I tell you, hey, we have an awesome promo out there, I want you to tell me. I want to sweat this one together. Even if it's a promo where you bet $5, you get 200 when you just click the bet. Like, it doesn't need to even win. The game doesn't even need to start. All right. You're getting the 200 regardless. That's where it is on DraftKings. Link is in the description and in the pinned comment. You haven't signed up there. You have 2 minutes of time and $5. You sign up using the link. You put $5 on this prop right here you're going to love this prop. I'm telling you. $5 on this prop. The moment you make it, okay, you're getting your 200. Worst case scenario, you lose all of that 200 in the Super Bowl and, well, you're down $5. Best case scenario, you win it. And hey, you just build up a solid bankroll heading into whatever other sports you want to bet. But consider this. If we're going to do this, right? If you're going to sign up, you say, I got $5, found it in the couch cushion. I'm going to put it on a bet because I win regardless. All right. Let's do a long shot, right? It's the Super Bowl. Let's take some shots here. And we're going with Kenny Gainwell anytime touchdown score. Now, sure, I said I think Hurts throws for 2+ touchdowns, but this game has a near 50-point total. All right. And Kenny Gainwell is someone that can be used out of the backfield as a pass catcher and as a rusher. And, I was surprised by this as well. Even though both divisional and championship round games got out of hand, it was still surprising to see how much Kenny Gainwell is involved and how damn efficient he was, right? Miles Sanders still going to get the start, still going to get work. I wouldn't be surprised if this is close to a 50-50 split again, particularly with how well Kenny Gainwell has played. He could score through the air, could contribute to one of Hurts' 2 touchdown passes through the air that we think he's going to get, or I think he's going to get, or he could get it on the ground. We know that they rotate guys towards the goal line all the time. But listen to this madness, okay? And this is why I say on DraftKings, you need to use this prop when you sign up and not anywhere else, not any other book at DraftKings, whether you're putting 5 on it or you're putting 50 on it. Over at Pinnacle, right? We know they have the sharpest odds out there. This is at plus 280. On BetMGM, it's at plus 200. Just shit odds there, right? Even FanDuel, that usually gives good odds, it's at plus 290. At DraftKings right now, Kenny Gainwell, anytime touchdown score, plus 425. Give me that all day long. He's played 42% of snaps and 37 over the last 2 weeks. Sanders has played 30 and 40%. Granted some blowouts. I still think Gainwell gets more than enough work to justify more than 4-1 odds to get into the end zone. Doesn't matter if it's a reception or a rushing touchdown. Number 3. Mahomes loses another fumble. Now, we don't have a prop on this yet. I'm hoping we do, because if we get this could be a lot of fun. And of course, we're not laying the bankroll on these. But if we could find one that, will, because there's always the interception, right? But will Patrick Mahomes lose a fumble? I would imagine the odds are pretty long, because he didn't lose a single fumble all regular season. This is why I said some of these takes are pretty hot. Some of these predictions are bold. This will be one of them. He didn't lose a fumble all postseason or all regular season. And yesterday, if you guys are watching this later on in the week, yesterday refers to Sunday Conference Championship against the Bengals. He had that ghost fumble. That was the weirdest thing. It looked like someone wrapped a fishing line around that and just started reeling it in as he pulled his hand back. That was nuts. And then he went to grab it, and then it looked like they lassoed him around the legs before he could get there. Who knows what happened? But that's the first fumble he lost all season. It's the first fumble he's ever lost in the postseason. But when you look at this pass rush for the Philadelphia Eagles, you want to talk about being haunted by ghosts? Well, you can see these ghosts, and they run real fast. And he's going to be in some trouble. Even if that ankle's healed up more than it was yesterday, and presumably it will be 2 weeks later, and he is amazing at making passes outside of the pocket, at looking like everything is lost and figuring out ways to make it work, no doubt about it. But these guys will come from every angle. They're coming up the middle, from the left, from the right. It's going to be a tough time. I think it's very possible here that Patrick Mahomes finds himself in a situation where he loses another fumble in back-to-back games in the postseason when he never lost one in the postseason at all until yesterday. And of course, we got to keep our eyes out for props. Who knows if we'll get one of those? But if we can, you can look for fumble props. You could take some wild shots on Eagles to score a defensive touchdown. There's ways to play this, but I do think we could see Mahomes lose another one in the Super Bowl. Number 4, A.J. Brown, you can see a theme here, cruises for 100+ yards. Now, I would love to take more shots on some of these Kansas City guys, but they are wildly unpredictable, right? Like, I liked the under on it, and we hit the majority of our props for conference championship, but I like the under on MVS to yardage. And this guy goes and has more yards in one game than he did all damn season. Like, you have and I know Kadarius Toney got hurt still. Like, you don't know who it's going to be. Is it going to be Justin Watson? He wasn't even active. Is it going to be Sky Moore? Mecole Hardman's back. Is it going to be probably Jerick McKinnon? Maybe Isaiah Pacheco in the passing game. You don't know. MVS, Juju Smith-Schuster. You want to talk about a ghost? It might have been him who swatted that ball out of Mahomes' hands, because I didn't see him all day. This is tough. But with the Eagles, pretty concentrated offense, and they haven't needed to throw the ball a whole lot. I have A.J. Brown going for 100-plus yards. There will be alt lines to take, but if you want right now, one of my favorite props on already that's out because we're limited in what we have, A.J. Brown over 70.5 receiving yards. Give me that all day long in a spot like this. I know he hasn't been effective in the first 2 games of the postseason. They haven't needed him. It's that simple. He's a monster after the catch. Hurts overthrew him on 2 deep balls yesterday, but he still targeted him twice, 30-plus yards downfield. A lot of opportunities for over 70.5 yards for a guy that they signed, that they traded for in the draft with the Tennessee Titans for an exact situation like this. Give me A.J. Brown over 70.5 for sure. But the bold take here, if we're going to get a little wild, is 100-plus yards on the day, making a big Super Bowl splash in his first appearance. Last up, and then I've got a not-so-bold prediction, but one that I want to let you guys in on. A little thing that we got to talk about before we close this show. But first, this game will be won on a walk-off field goal by the Philadelphia Eagles. It scares me because Mahomes is so good. This guy is dominant. It scares the hell out of me as an Eagles fan, of course. But as I said, I'm just trying to look at this objectively. Games are won in the trenches, right? Like, it's so cliche. I hate even hearing that come out of my mouth, but it's so true. When you have a team that can run block as good as any team in the league, that can pass block as well as any team in the league, and can rush and get pressure on a quarterback better than anyone in the league. They've got like 78 sacks right now on the season. That is enough to move the needle here, but I anticipate, of course, this being a super close game. The Philadelphia Eagles opened at -1.5 on DraftKings. It immediately swung to +1.5 and then back to -2, which is where it's settled right now. On FanDuel, they opened at 1.5 point dogs. It's moved. They're now -1.5, but juice at -118. So I love this game to stay competitive. You're looking to get weird. You're looking to get wild. +750 for a game to be won on a walk-off field goal. Doesn't matter who wins here, but I think it's that close. It's that competitive. You've got the best quarterback on planet Earth, and you have another team that has the best D-line and the best offensive line in football. This is going to be a heck of a game. Give me the Eagles 27-24, but it's going to be close. And last up, this is not so bold a prediction, but we'll close with one. If you're betting a MVP, bet a quarterback, and here's why. When you have situations where there's 2 marquee quarterbacks going against each other, right? Like Tom Brady and Mahomes back a few years ago, it has something crazy had to happen for it not to be one of those. And you could have made arguments that Brady shouldn't have won that, but he still did, right? You could have made arguments that Damian Williams should have won it that one year, but it was Mahomes. Listen, we've seen narratives, right? It's the first matchup in the Super Bowl between 2 black quarterbacks, all right? It's Patrick Mahomes, who's been playing on a high ankle sprain. It's Jalen Hurts, who nobody had any confidence in. Before the season, they said this guy could never be a competent starter. He would never be accurate. This is a subjective award, right? This isn't an algorithmic award. People decide who it's going to be. So guess what? If either of these guys has even a remotely decent game, one of them is going to win it. Now, let's say this game soars under the total, and you want to be a little bit different, and you're playing it differently, and you think both quarterbacks struggle a little bit. Maybe you think Patrick Mahomes is still banged up. That line is going to get to him. Maybe you think Hurts' shoulder is still hurting him, and they're going to do more on the ground, and it's just going to be a 3-man committee approach. Hassan Reddick is 40-1 right now, plus 4,000 to win the MVP. This dude is so good. Might be the best free agent acquisition the Eagles have ever made. He's so good. If you're looking for something, that will be mine. I will take some shots. I will take a shot on Hassan Reddick at plus 4,000 to win the MVP. Because guess what? If Hurts isn't getting it done, that means the defense needs to be disruptive against the man in Patrick Mahomes. And who does it any better than Hassan Reddick, who has been lights out all season long? Plus 4,000. We'll sprinkle on that, and we'll have some fun. We got way more coming for you over the next 2 weeks right here on Odd Shopper, so don't go anywhere. And remember, Kenny Gainwell, plus 4. You can put any bet you want, but if you're taking advantage of this DraftKings promo down in the comments and the description, Kenny Gainwell, let's sweat this one together. Plus 425, best odds you're going to find anywhere. We'll see you back here for the next one. Peace.